Welcome to an Oregon State University Pico Satellite Project video tutorial. My name is Anthony and today I'm going to show you how to use Camstudio. Camstudio is found at camstudio.org. The main site includes downloads for the Camstudio 2.0 software as an exe here, and the Camstudio codec version 1.4 as an exe or zip file found here. Other codecs I recommend downloading are the lame ACM MP3 version 3.98.2 audio codec, as well as the FFD show and the DivX video codecs. Once you've downloaded and installed Camstudio, along with the codecs that you want, you can open it and you'll see this window. The main window includes a screen, which doesn't show anything when you're not recording, along with the record button, pause, stop, toggle view, screen annotation, and toggle between Flash and AVI formats. The menus at the top are the File menu, that includes many of the same functions, the Region menu, which allows you to control which section of the screen that you are recording, the Options menu, which includes options for the video, the audio, and other program options, Tools, which are tools for the production of the video, the View modes, and the Help menu. Under the Region menu, you can select which region of the screen you're going to record. Under full screen, you record the entire screen. Under fixed region, you define an area on the screen to record, and you can do this by either defining the pixel values of the edges of the recording area, or you can simply drag and drop. Also under the region is just the floating region. This is defined once you start recording. Under the Tools menu, you have options for screen and video annotation, as well as the FWF producer. The FWF producer is used to convert an AVI file into Flash. Also of note is the screen annotation. Under screen annotation, you can select annotations to place on the screen. You can edit the text, as well as resize and close. This is especially useful with use of the pause function to put up little tidbits of text on the screen to make it easier for the user to understand what you're talking about. Under the Options menu, you have options for video and cursor, audio, as well as some other functions. Under the video options, you have the ability to select the codec that you wish to encode with, and the codecs that shows up are based on what's available and installed on your computer. You can adjust the quality, the keyframes, the capture frame rate, the playback rate, and you can also auto-adjust with a slider. It is recommended that you set the keyframes equal to the playback rate. This way, you'll end up with one keyframe every second. Another tip is to make sure that the capture frames every rate and the playback rate, when multiplied together, equal 1,000. What this does is it allows the video and audio to be in sync. If you set the capture frames rate to a rate that captures frames faster than the playback rate, then you'll end up with capturing more frames than you're playing back, and the video will run longer than the audio. And vice versa, if you capture frames slower than you play them back, then your video will play faster than your audio. Other options include the cursor options. This allows you to choose what kind of cursor the viewer sees. You can hide the cursor, show the actual cursor, display a custom cursor based on this drop-down menu, or you can open a custom cursor from the file. You can also highlight the cursor with some kind of highlight shape and color. The highlight shape is selected from the drop-down here. The size is adjustable by the slider, and the color can be chosen with the color palette here. This is particularly useful if the cursor is going to be someplace where it blends in easily with the background, or if it's moving quickly. The audio options available allow you to choose the audio source, right now recording from the microphone, and the other options for that particular source. So for the microphone example, and this is the same for through the speakers, is the device that the recording is going to capture, the recording format, and the compression format. Again, once you select the option here, the codecs are based on what's installed on the computer. You also have the option to control how it's interlaced with the video, and using the MCI recording protocol. Also, you have the option to adjust the audio and video synchronization. This is how you adjust how your video and audio line up. If you notice that the video or the audio starts prior to the other, and then maintains about the same offset from the video or the audio throughout the entire video, this is where you adjust that. Note, if your video and audio start synced up, but do not stay synced throughout the video, that is probably an issue with the frame rates. And go back and make sure that your frame rate capture and your playback rate are the same. Other options are the auto pan. The auto pan allows you to, when you define a region to record on the screen, for that region to follow the mouse if the mouse leaves that region. Other options are under the program. This allows you to tell the program whether or not you want it to remain on screen when you record, if you want to hide the rectangle that is displayed to show you the recording area, or to play around with other functions in the program itself. Other options to note are the keyboard shortcuts. These allow you to adjust how you can use the keyboard to control the recording. This is especially useful if you don't want your user to see you clicking the stop and pause buttons repeatedly. Once you start recording, you'll notice that the window changes. This displays the current frame, the time elapsed, the number of colors, the video codec being used, the actual input rate, and the dimensions of the screen. This is useful to keep in mind exactly how much performance hit you're taking on your computer, as well as to remember that if you want to produce a video for, say, YouTube that needs to be under 10 minutes, then you need to make sure you stay under 600 seconds. To begin recording, press the record button, and then, as we had here, we just said we wanted region, so we drag and drop the region. You'll notice that you have a window that comes up and with a line that defines the area. Now, if we bring back up the window, we'll see this. Then you have the option to pause the recording or to stop it. Once you stop the recording, you'll be asked to name the file, select the folder where to save it, and then save. Once you hit save, it compresses the audio and exports the file. Once you've done that, you then have an AVI file as your output. So, once you have all that done, you then have the outputted video. Some things to keep in mind are the Camstudio codec is a lossless codec, which means that essentially that you're going to have really good quality with that particular codec, but the file sizes are going to be huge. For a 10-minute video, you can expect between 1.5 to 2 gigabytes, which still fits under the YouTube upload limits, but do keep in mind that those files will take a long time to upload. With that in mind, just play around with your codecs, try and find the option that works best for your recording and for your output, and have fun with it. Get lots of practice with using the keyboard shortcuts, and try not to limit yourself to only one take. So, this has been an Oregon State University Pico Satellite Project video tutorial on the use of Camstudio. My name is Anthony. I hope this video is helpful and that you'll find our other videos enjoyable as well. Thank you.